The world of Fallout does a pretty fantastic job of making players feel like they are surviving the scourge of the wasteland. Bethesda even increased the stakes in Fallout 4 with the intense survival difficulty. Survival difficulty only allows players to save when sleeping and additionally adds thirst, hunger, and exhaustion into the equation. However, for players who want to take Fallout 4 survival mode one step further, we've got you covered. What's up everyone, Ryan here and welcome to Game Rant. In this video, we'll be looking at the best Fallout 4 survival mods, starting with MAIM. For the most part, Fallout 4's combat isn't necessarily hard, and while the switch to survival mode may up the difficulty a bit, it is nowhere near what players experience in true survival games. However, MAIM looks to change this. With the MAIM mod, every gunfight becomes a true life or death situation. A single shot can be lethal for the sole survivor, making it important to stay behind cover at all times and pick your shots carefully. The wound system that is implemented is very reminiscent of Escape from Tarkov, which means that players must bandage themselves up and treat severe injuries as soon as possible to avoid bleeding out. South of the Sea, Adam's Storm. The glowing sea represents the worst that the wasteland has to offer and is honestly just all around dangerous. When you add survival into the mix, it becomes even worse as players must manage not only their hunger, thirst, and sleep, but also their radiation levels as well. In reality, it is a survival game player's dream come true, and South of the Sea enhances this big time. South of the Sea was originally a mod that was more or less abandoned but picked back up by its current team. What this mod does is it enhances the glowing sea and Quincy Marshes area by adding new locations, loot, and enemy encounters, and it is definitely a must-try for players looking to take Fallout 4 survival to the next level. Bullet in the Chamber expanded weapon mechanics. One of the biggest appeals to Fallout 4's survival mode is the fact that it makes the wasteland experience much more immersive, and Bullet in the Chamber takes this one step further with its realistic take on the weapons. From the same group that brought you MAIM, Bullet in the Chamber brings tons of new features to the table, such as letting players manually check their ammo count, drop their cartridges in the middle of reloading, and have an extra bullet in the chamber when reloading before spending your magazine. It may seem like a small change, but players who prioritize immersion in survival mode will love the changes that this mod brings. Feral Infestations. Feral ghouls are one of the more prominent enemies in the game that players will encounter time and time again. For the most part, feral ghouls can be pretty easy to deal with, but with the Feral Infestations mod, it makes feral ghouls much more of a threat. Feral Infestations puts the infestation mechanics from State of Decay into Fallout 4. While playing, players will be notified of certain infestation areas, and if not cleaned up right away, these infestations will even grow over time. Honestly, it is just pure fun taking out the hordes. Start Me Up. The beginning of Fallout 4 is fantastic and puts a different spin on what we have seen from the other Fallout games in the past. However, for the huge Fallout fans who have had multiple playthroughs, it can get pretty stagnant. That is where the Start Me Up mod comes in. The Start Me Up mod is fantastic for players who want to mix it up and have a much more challenging starting position. It is also a great way to skip past the opening sequence and get straight into the action. For players looking for a fresh experience that takes away the easy loot that Sanctuary's starting spot has to offer, this one is for you. And that just about does it for some of the best survival mods that Fallout 4 has to offer. Thank you so much for watching Game Rant, and make sure that you check out the rest of this list for the mod links, as well as some more fantastic survival mods that you should try out. Game on, and we will see you next time.